Hello everyone, program is Bachelor of Science, first year, subject Botany, generic elective, semester 3, course code BOG 102, course title Coastal and Mangrove Ecology. Title of the unit is Biology of Mangroves, module name Types of Reproduction and Seed Propagation in Mangroves. Myself Ashish Prabhugaonkar, Assistant Professor at DCT's Dhempe College of Arts and Science, Miramar. In this module, we are going to study type of reproduction and seed propagation in mangroves. At the end of this module, we should be able to explain the types of reproduction and seed propagation in mangroves. Dispersal and establishment of seeds or propagules are important parts in the life cycle of any seed plant. The process is much difficult in case of mangroves as they grow in variable, unstable and highly saline environment. We had seen the challenges, ecological challenges faced by mangroves in previous modules. Mangroves live in mostly tidal influenced areas, so seeds tend to easily washed away. Mangroves have one of the most unique reproduction strategies in the plant world to overcome these challenges. True mangroves, rather than producing dormant resting seeds like most flowering plants, they show varying degree of vivipary or embryonic development while propagule is still attached to the parent tree. Some experts even believe that viviparous and cryptoviviparous plants found in mangroves are the true mangroves, while non-viviparous plants found in mangroves can be classified as mangrove associates. Mangroves disperse their propagules via water. There are 5 main modes of seed dispersal found in plants, that is dispersal of seeds by gravity, dispersal of seeds by wind, by the ballistic, that means blasting of the capsule, by water and by animals. Mangroves disperse propagules via water. Since they live in marshy habitats, the dispersal of the propagules is primarily through the water. So these are the propagules in the picture you can see. So let's see what these propagules are. Vivipary is found in the species of Rhizophoraceae. Viviparous germination occurs in all members of the family Rhizophoraceae, which is a dominant genus in mangroves, where seed germination take place immediately after fertilization without any dormancy period. Propagules are mostly dispersed by the tidal water and they have to float for some distance prior to establishment for a gradual adjustment of the young ones towards the saline environment. These propagules which are born on the tree, once they fall into the water, they face this saline environment and they have to gradually adjust to this saline environment, and then only the germination or further growth of the propagule occur. In this case, a long hypocotyle comes out of the seeds and ultimately from the fruit when the fruit is still attached to the plant. When the fruit is still attached with the mother plant, you can see the brown seed and the hypocotyle, the germination occurs, and the pod like structure what we see is a hypocotyle which is germinating seed, and this ultimately forms a small seedling like structure which can be termed as propagule. This phenomena is considered as the most complex and highly evolved phenomena in evolutionary line of the trees. The viviparous plant examples are Cereops thagale, Cereops decandra, Rhizophora apiculata, Rhizophora micronata, Bruguiera gymnorrhiza, Bruguiera cylindrica. These are the propagules of, in the picture, Bruguiera cylindrica. So here dispersal unit of the plant is not the seed, but it's a seedling, or it can be rightly termed as a propagule. In some plants we can see cryptovivipary. Examples of the plants are Aegiceras corniculatum, Avicennia species, Nypha fruticans. Here, germination occurs following a incipiently viviparous type where the hypocotyl starts germination process immediately after fertilization or maturity of the seed, and it pierces the seed coat from the egg and it comes out and it waits there. This process of half germination of seed before dispersal is termed as cryptovivipary. Mangrove habitats expand in their population and maintain their habitats through dispersal of these propagules. Characteristic of dispersal and establishment of waterborne mangrove propagules are they require certain period of floating in the water, and there will be a certain pattern in floating of the seedling. The propagules have obligate dispersal period, and they will have certain dormancy period wherein they will take time for rooting and further growth of the propagule. They have varying degree of longevity to remain in the water. Dispersal properties correlate with the spatial distribution of adults within the mangrove swamp area. The mangroves which remain in the fully inundated waters, the dispersal of the seedling propagule will germinate only when they are in that particular zone of the swamp. What are the threats to dispersal of mangroves? Washing of the propagule in the high sea due to the currents of the water, propagule predation by the organisms, and man-made obstruction in propagule movement like bunds. Let us look into detail what is this obligate dispersal period. Once the propagule drops from the parent tree, there is a obligate dispersal period. The obligate dispersal period starts once the propagule drops from the parent tree. That means each species, the propagule must remain in water for particular period of the time before further growth. If the propagule stands in a favorable area wherein the salinity and other climatic conditions are favorable, the primary roots and cotyledons start emerging from the propagule. Genera whose adults are found on higher ground on the landward edge of a river or intertidal zone, they have smaller propagule. Since they will be rooting in the low depth water, they have smaller propagule and require period of freedom from tidal inundation. They have to remain on the ground for particular period out of the water for germination to begin. Ideally, this period is approximately 5 days which they take for establishing in a substrate. Genera whose adults are found on the seaward edge, that is towards the water of the swamp, where they remain inundated with the water in a deeper water, they have large propagules and the propagules are more heavy for making them capable of germinating or adapting themselves in deeper water. The differential growth responses to salinity observed in many species generally correspond to zonation in mangroves. The differential response to the salinity observed in propagule is also corresponding to the zonation observed in mangroves. These are some of the references. Thank you.